Hello everyone, welcome to Nextatlas' latest YouTube video. Today we will explore the big picture, the new feature of Nextatlas that helps you to monitor macro trends over time in their complexity. Are you ready? Let's get started. I'm Eric Giordano, Head of Business Development, and this is Nextatlas. Nextatlas is a trend forecasting tool that allows you to discover trends when they are weak signals and to monitor them for time. We do it by looking at data that are coming from many different sources, verified sources in social media such as Instagram, Twitter, Reddit, YouTube, and many more. But we're not looking at everybody, we're looking in particular at early adopters, so hundreds of thousands of profiles that are speaking before the majority of phenomena that will become then popular in the mainstream. Doing this analysis in the long time allows us to understand not only the phenomena that are rising, but also to detect how phenomena already settled are changing and evolving through time. Today, what we're going to look at is the big picture, so the new feature that we have in Nextatlas platform. So, what is the big picture and why is it useful? In recent years, there are phenomena that are bigger than trends. We could say that are nearly promoted to macro trends. We are speaking about sustainability, mental health, metaverse. So this type of phenomena that everybody is speaking about. So you can read articles, you can read in newspapers, you can speak with colleagues, with friends. It's something that is really in the framework, in the atmosphere around you. But sometimes it's a bit difficult to understand in which way they are evolving and if the things that are more mainstream are really the most important things. So it's difficult to understand, for example, if a phenomenon that you have heard about in news and LinkedIn everywhere is really as popular as it seems and is really as relevant as it seems. So thinking about sustainability, for example, is something that we are being speaking about in the next 10, 15 years. It's nearly a kind of a commodity. It's something that you expect from your providers, from your brands. It's not something that is presented as a special feature anymore. But of course, it evolved a lot from the moment in which it was something really niche or something really related only to a label on a product. It's something that is becoming more subtle, more particular, and there are many debates that are going around it. So this is just an example. The same, for example, on metaverse. It's a phenomena that at a certain point, let's say 1 year and a half ago, was really popular and everybody was speaking about that. So it seemed that it really would be a future for everybody. We've seen that things are not so easy as they seem. So we have seen the popularity of this concept decrease in the last months. But on the other hand, we see sometimes signals that are signal of interest that are still rising for this topic. Maybe not no more in a certain direction as they were when we started monitoring the phenomena in 2020, but in other direction that could be relevant for your industry and for your business. So this is the reason why we are dedicating to these areas, these special areas of interest, dedicated focuses such as the one that we have in the big picture. We are introducing now a new topic in this big picture, so that is added to the three ones that I was mentioning before. We're speaking also about nostalgia. So we have created a big picture dedicated to nostalgia because in the last years we have seen this all the phenomena related to nostalgia in very different industry rising in popularity. But there's a particular feature that is, we believe, interesting and relevant. The fact that this nostalgia is mainly driven by younger generation in relation to aesthetics, products, lifestyles that they have never lived. This is called anemonia. So it's something that, so it's a nostalgia not towards a place or a time where we have been, but where we have never been. So it's nostalgia for the lives that we have not lived in the past and for the aesthetics and lifestyle that we have not experienced directly that are resurging in popularity, so driven by this younger generation. very interesting and complex phenomena that we are simplifying also and linking also to data analysis, as you will see in our big picture. So I leave the word to my colleague Joanna to dive into the news.
Thank you, Eric. Hello, I'm Joanna Damashko, Insight Manager in Nextatlas, and today I will guide you through our new feature of Nextatlas platform, that is the big picture. Our first big picture is dedicated to nostalgia, mainly for two reasons. Firstly, nostalgia is a phenomenon of growing relevance. We could even say that the relevance of nostalgia grows proportionally to consumer concerns. So nostalgia today, it's much more than an aesthetic. Nostalgia brings relief, brings reassurance, and this is very important for brands to know and to understand all the dimensions and evolution of nostalgia. So this is the first reason. The second reason is that nostalgia is a very powerful topic that has a profound impact on many different industries. So from fashion to health and even tech, businesses need to understand how they can use nostalgia in their product strategies, in their communication. The big picture is Nextatlas artificial intelligence powered analysis that is updated weekly. In this way, you will have always actual overview on all the important macro phenomena. And the first one, as we mentioned, is nostalgia. So let's go to the big picture platform and let's see what kind of data you will have access to. Every big picture starts with a quick introduction to the phenomenon, and the introduction finishes with a quick recommendation called what to watch. What follows are Nextatlas data. You will have insights and facts that are updated weekly. So every week you will have an overview of the most rising phenomena that we are tracking and that are relevant to the macro phenomena that we are exploring. You can click and have even more data for every selected phenomenon. So for every insight and every fact, you will have the timeline, consequent tags, mood board, and every kind of data that might be useful for you. If you go down, you will see that every macro phenomena is a curated aggregation of more dimensions. In case of nostalgia, we have 6 of them, and I will now dedicate a few minutes to explore them a bit, to give you a quick overview of the dimensions of nostalgia. The first one is longing for roots. It's a theme in which we explore consumers' growing interest to have different and diverse cultural experience and explore different culinary traditions, but all of those activities for consumers are functional to reconnect with their heritage, a heritage that feels somehow lost in the very globalized and uniform society that we live in today. Then we have flavor flashback. Flavor flashback is a very interesting theme in which we explore how flavors and textures are becoming the perfect transporters for nostalgia. And this has a profound impact on the food and beverage industry. Analog throwback is a very interesting and surprising theme in which we explore consumers' growing fascination with the good old times, that it's making its way also in the tech industry. So tech industry usually is about disruption and innovation, and now we are seeing some phenomena like retro games or flip-flop phones. So consumers are increasingly interested in the technology that seems old, that seems warmer, and they are exploring how technology also becomes something nostalgic. Aspirational past, it's a theme that explores how some nostalgic visual cues evoke a feeling of timeless quality and aspiration that many consumers feel out of their reach today. So it's very important for fashion brands and interior brands to know how to use this kind of aesthetics and what kind of feelings it will evoke among their consumers. And inherited nostalgia is a nostalgia that Eric mentioned in the introduction. This is the essence of indirect nostalgia, the nostalgia that makes consumers yearning about eras that they didn't live in. Some young consumers feel very inspired and very connected to the times that are not the times they know in first person, they have experience in first person. So for example, let's take Gen Z and their obsession with Y2K aesthetics. It has a profound impact both in fashion and beauty industry. And last but not least, ageless wisdom is consumer growing interest about indigenous knowledge, and they're being convinced that maybe some old methods, indigenous methods, might be more efficient, more natural, to heal better, to feel better. So it has an impact both on beauty industry, on health industry, and on whole landscape of wellness in general. So that was a really quick overview of our dimensions of nostalgia. As we said in the beginning, every macro phenomena, as it grows, it gets more complex. So it is very important to track all of the dimensions. And in the big picture, you can enter in every single dimension and have even more data, curated introduction, the time and the prediction of every single dimension that I described briefly right now. And if you go down in the big picture page, there is the very interesting feature that is artificial intelligence detected case studies. So you have a quick overview on what your competitors are doing, what other brands are doing, if they decided to tap into the phenomenon of nostalgia. So you will have 6 of them, and you can explore them if you feel that they are interesting for you and have even more details. So our big picture finishes with future projection in a way in which we can track macro phenomena and understand its future. It will be weekly updated, so it will give you an opportunity to have an eye on how macro phenomena is evolving. You will have that future for every kind of big picture, and in case of nostalgia, we have now prediction, very positive prediction, plus 17% over next 12 months, but I invite you kindly to keep an eye on it and use that feature that is really precious, especially if you consider the dimension of phenomena and the interest that it is generating right now among brands and among consumers. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Joanna. So, yeah, we believe really that it will be time now to go in the platform and have a wider look and maybe a deeper look on what are the phenomena emerging in relation to nostalgia, but not only, also on the other big picture and the big pictures that will come in the next months. Here is the link to our website where you can try for free Generate, which is our AI-driven trend forecasting technology. You can subscribe to our newsletter, you can have a look at previous videos and webinars, and of course you can get in touch with us if you have any question, a brief or a business challenge that you want to share with us. Thank you for the attention. See you soon.